This coverage is brought to you by Rami Rent.
Hello and welcome back to the Järva Open, powered by Prodigy Disc, European Pro Tour stop number 2, also sponsored by natural born disc golfer Zuka. Coverage brought to you by Rami Rent. I'm your host Nate Perkins, joined here in the booth with Ella Hansen.
Hello, and we have had a really interesting start to this tournament. Sofie Björlycke has come out to a strong lead. 2 down through the front 9. Very great golf from her.
Yeah, she just had that one bogey on the first par 4. That par 4 really kind of sets the tone for the back 9. Was the first par 4 in the front, and we're going to see a lot more golf here on the back. Starting with hole 10. It is a par 3, 101 meters.
Antonia playing a wide hyzer, sneaking through the trees.
Sofie a little early on that hyzer. And Kristin was just a little bit off. Ella and I were just speaking that we hadn't really seen Kristin really misfire that much.
Oh. She's back on, at least on that tee shot.
Dropping one in. She's within 10 meters there.
This is the kind of hole where it helps to have that local knowledge to really know where the gaps are. Players looking to throw kind of over the top and drop down onto this elevated pin position.
A little tricky approach here.
Yeah, I was going to say the hyzer, but also the uphill. Oftentimes you'll play that skip shot, but it's hard to get a skip when you have that uphill.
And Anniken was a little more left than Sofie was, and she chose to kind of split those trees. Right, a little uphill, 10-meter putt here for Antonia.
Catching a bit of metal. Sitting on the hillside. That's probably the worst putt we've seen from Sofie today.
Yeah, she hit some good putts as well as Anniken.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to seeing if she can keep it going on the back 9.
Oh, what a drive. Within 5 meters, Kristin finds herself. Strong putt, high and on the pole.
That's a great shot. Great execution on the hole for Kristin. Hole 11, it's a par 3. It's 145 meters, big downhill, right turning shot. There's room to hyzer out, but players are going to be looking to put a good turn on their drives and try to get down out through this gap. And
yeah, it's another one of those holes where the tee pad is kind of protected from the wind, and then we're throwing out into exposed fairway here, so it can be hard to get a wind read, and this is typically one of the windier greens.
think the forehand is a good choice here for Kristin. It's going to be a tough birdie for any of these FPO players, and throwing a hyzer flip forehand is a little more consistent than trying to turn something over and have the potential of turning it over too much and rolling. So I'm liking both of these shots here. Yeah, just playing simple hyzers out into the fairway.
And we saw Antonia take that nasty spill in the front nine, and she's kind of opting to go with the standstill.
Sofie playing that Annie or turnover line, get into a similar position as Kristin.
Oh, wow. That scared some chains right there.
Yeah.
Well thrown from Antonia.
I wonder how she's feeling mentally. I know that sometimes when I'm injured, it makes me play way worse, and sometimes it kind of gives you a nice little something to focus on or something to motivate you to play better. Good layup from Kristin.
Well played. Jump putt layup.
It's a nice place to be, up on that flat top of the hill. Easier footing than on any of these side hills.
Oh, and gets that comeback putt to drop after nearly throwing it in.
That's a great... She took a few bogeys on the last few holes, so getting a solid par on this hole must feel good for her.
Yeah, I really like Sophie's nose down pitch putt that she has going on.
It's working well for her. So pars for the whole group.
All right, we're headed into hole 12. Par 4, 214 meters.
Big downhill rip.
Well, great looking shot from Kristin. Gonna get a little helpful roll. This one does have some out of bounds early and to the right.
Anniken pushing that high and wide. Getting some good distance down the fairway.
And again, just kind of favoring that knee, opting for the stand. So really sad situation.
Yeah. Especially on coverage. When you're on coverage, you want to be playing your best, and it's tough to have a result like that.
Oh, and Sofie kind of got on top of that one, and look at it ride.
That's a good way down the fairway.
Yeah, huge shot.
Another beautiful tee up here. So Antonia's got a little side hill. Oh, no. So she just stays in bounds. But it doesn't look... Oh, wow. So she's ending her tournament there.
That is so sad. We are so sorry, and Antonia, we hope that you're recovering well.
That's such a tough Way to end a tournament. I mean,
absolutely. I mean, you come out here to Sweden, you make it onto the feature card, and you just have an unfortunate situation. Kristin's in a pretty good spot here. If she can get this forehand to push straight.
just a little right, but she's about right. Yeah, right on the edge of the circle, about 10 meters.
Yeah. Oh, that is an iron bush right there. That just totally stopped her flight.
Yeah.
And that was tracking.
Good pitch out from Anniken. Sofie, trying to give it a run for a birdie, but catches that tree. Great par save.
Wow. Cleans it up, though.
That's great execution. You know, you're taking a risk of hitting an early tree, running that birdie putt, and making it work with the long par save.
Don't see too many FPO players with the pitch putt like that, I gotta be honest.
Yeah. Great putt from Kristin as well. She's taking a birdie. And a great start to the back nine. Kristin is 2 down in the last 3. Sofie with that bogey on hole 10. Closing up the gap a little. Solid putt for Anniken.
Yeah, we really haven't seen her miss inside 8 meters.
She's playing real solid. Hole 13. We got another par 4. It's 229 meters. There's a lot of OB. You can see all of these stakes lining the fairway. And bringing it to the basket. This is going to be all about placement and control. Just staying inside the stakes, staying in safe territory.
But yeah, 5th most difficult hole on the course, averaging nearly a full stroke over par. And there's that same miss from Kristin. I mean, she is looking to release that hyzer to flat, and she is Annie to flat on that one.
And the landing zone here is very particular. It's pretty pinched off right here in the middle where our spotter is standing. Good shot from Anniken, staying short of that pinched off area. Sofie catching a little tree bush, but looks like she will have spit out back into the fairway.
Yeah, big recovery forehand.
Biting off a lot of distance with that shot. Sofie contending with that bush in her backswing, but gets some good distance.
Yeah, that OB really bottlenecks right there. You know, I gotta say, I love the white stakes. Europe, one of the trademark features of European disc golf is white stakes line every bit of OB that there is. Adds a nice touch to it visually, especially for the camera. You know,
Absolutely.
You can tell exactly where they shouldn't be throwing.
Absolutely. Good shot. Just catching that one last guardian tree.
tricky lie, but well thrown.
Yeah, leaving her with a short putt to save her bogey after that first out of bounds drive. Nice. Good shot from Anniken. Oh. Just missing right. Great par from Anniken. Very well executed, biting off the distance, keeping it in the fairway. Kristin will take a bogey. There were only 4 pars on the day on this hole, no birdies for the FPO field.
Wow. Playing tough.
For the win. Yeah, he gets it in. Wow. So well deserved. Silva Saarinen on hole 7.
Oh my God. What an incredible ace.
Oi, todella kaunis putti Peltoselta.
We are headed into hole 14, the most difficult hole on the course, par 4, 253 meters. What a hole here.
That's some distance for sure.
Yeah, your ton of OB, you've got to decide if you're going to try and head over this first patch of OB or if you're going to lay up short. I believe most players in this FPO division are going to be laying up short of that first OB river. But then the OB really doesn't let up, and it just takes a ton of controlled distance on the 14th.
Kristin pushing that river a little bit, but staying short of it.
Yeah,
catching,
Sofie kind of pushed it right there.
Yeah, catching the sticky grass.
Yeah. Yep, that's the angle that she's looking for. She wants a little bit of initial drift. And what a shot.
That's great. Anniken has been tearing up these last 2 par 4s, playing really smart, staying in the fairway, not going out of bounds.
Sofie kind of got on top of that one a little bit too much, but got back to flat, and she's going to be in a good position over there on the right side.
That's a beautiful shot. Maybe
Slow
a
down.
little. Oh,
yeah.
Yep.
I think
maybe a good tree, actually.
I think that tree might have helped.
And that's, her first few drives being overturned can definitely get in your head, and maybe you feel like you have to overcorrect a little.
Yeah, you would think, you try not to ever let that stuff happen, but it really does, doesn't it, Ella?
It does.
In the middle of a round, you're like, oh, I've missed right a few times. Like,
Yeah, it's really easy to get in your own head. If it happens once, it's like, okay, maybe the wind was up and I didn't notice. But Kristin had 3 or 4 of her drives in the front 9, turning over, flipping, and it can mess you up.
Yeah.
Beautiful shot.
Yeah, it's really one of the harder parts of golf is having that short memory and being able to forget about your bad shots and
trusting yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, very challenging.
I like that little stepper.
Yep. Giving it some juice, but not too much to go too far from the basket.
Yeah, I just didn't quite have the extension there on that par putt.
You can just see how tough this hole is. All of our feature card having circle's edge or circle 2 putts for par. It's a tough one. Anniken will take the first bogey, and the rest of the card will take a bogey as well. We just played the most difficult hole. Now we have the second most difficult hole, hole 15, par 4, 188 meters, but a big looping dog leg right to left, almost a U-turn, really. Going straight and then avoiding OB on your right off the drive and just trying to get U-turned around into the green.
Yeah, what a hole this is. It takes such an exceptional tee shot to even consider attacking for birdie on this one.
And Anniken, I liked the angle, but a little low and catching a tree. Can't tell if she kicked out in front of that grove of trees on the left or not. Hopefully in front. That's a little inside.
Yeah, I think that's pinched. Excuse me. I think she's gonna have to pitch that one out to the mouth.
Oh, the height and the angle looked great. Just catching those last 2 guardian trees. It seems like kind of the time where you look at the one tree in the fairway and aim at it thinking, I'm not going to hit it, and then you do.
Yeah.
Great shot to get around, at least around to the corner. Well, one of the corners.
Yeah. Oh, and she needed that skip. And
Yeah.
the grass just ate it up right there. Okay, so Kristin's actually looking to cut a little bit of this corner off.
And the forehand's a great play on this because she's trying to hit this gap and then come out to the right as far as she can.
I think she might have an angle right there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, she cut that corner off.
Yeah. This is the kind of hole where you think you want to go left. You want to keep getting as close to the basket as you can, but a lot of the times it's better to be further away so you can open up your angle. And it's a tough lefty hole. This is, I think, more of a natural hole for righty backhand throwers. But
Especially that
great
tee
shot.
Wow. What a turnover.
What a turnover indeed. Yeah, that was beautifully executed.
Oh, no.
Kristin maybe trying to cut the corner again? Yeah, it looks like it. So she's pitching up after a hot start. 2 birdies in the first 3 holes. Kristin will be looking like she's going to take 3 bogeys in a row.
And Sorry for the spoiler, but I gotta give a shout out to Nicholas Antila for carding a 2 on this hole during the Järva Open, cutting the corner off, throwing directly through the trees. If you have not checked out that coverage, head over to the Disc Golf stream and check it out, either in English or Finnish, or you can head back and watch the entire live broadcast.
I might have to do that because I just can't imagine how he would have gotten a 2, and I really want to know.
Yeah, all of the European Pro Tours are being broadcast live on site. All right, we are headed into hole 16, par 4, 194 meters. We've got OB on our right that closes in as we get closer to the basket. We're taking a tight left turn. Another one where you really have to be in a precise spot to kind of have that angle to approach the basket.
Yeah, a lot of these, sometimes you'll see a par 4 where it's just throw it as far as you can, but all these par 4s have been really requiring solid placement off the tee shot in order to have a chance at a birdie. There's a good Kristin drive. Turning our camera operator around, pushing way down the fairway.
Yeah, she might have to go kind of over the top from right there. Yeah.
Sofie playing it out wide, pushing over the OB, and that looks like a great spot. And because she's a little further back, she has, more of an angle going.
Okay, here we go.
High, spike hyzer.
Maybe just didn't quite have the pace on that one, came up a little short, and let's see if Anniken can kind of go back to back here. She just threw an exceptional turnover shot, nearly identical line.
Looks a little pulled. Yeah, I think she may have clipped that tree clump as well. Kristin just going straight over the top.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, that kind of trickled into the circle. What a shot.
Great shot from Kristin.
Okay, yeah, so Anniken did kind of overturn it here. There's not too many disc golf courses with lush green grass like this, and that's kind of one of the signature features of Järva. I feel like when I see photos of it, it's just like expansive green grass cut short with the out of bounds having that tall grass. We just don't have that too often in disc golf.
It's such a nice visual too to really be able to, the stakes are great, but really being able to understand the out of bounds. And Kristin getting back on the birdie train after 3 bogeys in a row. Anniken and Sofie both carding pars. Moving on to hole 17, second easiest hole on the course, only 94 meters. Got this fence on the left. We've got OB on the right. Just a pretty simple, straightforward shot. Kristin playing the forehand high over the fence. That's a tough place to be.
Yeah, little nose up hyzer on that one. It's kind of tricky. Tricky little gap here. A little bit low ceiling halfway up the fairway. Look at this, though.
Catching a little bit of foliage, but
I believe that's Circle's Edge right there.
yeah, and definitely a better spot than Kristin, being right on the edge of the rough. And wow, Sofie pushing that high ceiling, getting up into
Wow.
the circle.
Well thrown.
Absolutely.
And she's looking to card her first birdie here on this back 9 after kind of lighting the front up. Oh! There it is. We've been waiting on it.
Yeah,
She's
giving the
been-
nod to the camera.
Love that. I mean, her putt is solid.
And that's like comparing her even par on the back 9 so far with Sofie and Kristin. I mean, that is really solid golf.
She's been playing consistent.
And she's getting herself back in the mix.
There we go. 2 birdies here on the 17th. And after Kristin was the only FPO competitor to birdie hole 16.
Wow. I'm sure she's disappointed in a par on that hole.
Moving into the final hole, the second most difficult hole on the course, par 4, 194 meters. And just look at the way that the fairway is sloped from left to right, kind of that whole way, that signature kind of Järva feel, where you have to land, you have to have intention with how you're trying to land your disc.
Absolutely.
You know, you can't just throw a hyzer into the hill and expect it to sit. One of the signature pieces of this property.
Sofie curling up nicely there.
And Kristin taking no time at all and just sending this drive.
Catching a tree, but she's pretty far down there. Oh, it looks like we got some rain popping in here.
Might actually explain why she didn't take her time.
She went fast. Fortunately, only coming in on the end of this round for them. Anniken getting another solid turnover, but it's tough to land on that angle. Getting a little roll that kind of took off probably 30 meters of her shot.
Wow. And Kristin again taking no time, and she puts that looks like it's inside the circle right there.
Yeah.
And this is the second most difficult hole on the course. Playing a full stroke over par.
Smooth there, playing on the high side, avoiding the hill.
She's
But
going to have that to close out her round.
death putt. Great
Something
shot.
about the 18th that it's just...
It's always...
I don't know about you, Ella, but it's hard.
It is hard. I've been gotten by the 18th quite a few times.
And just from those nerves, right?
Yeah. You're feeling like you're done, and especially, with the rain just adding some stress. Oh.
And she went for it, too. That would have been fantastic. Back-to-back circle 2 putts.
Yeah, fortunate to not roll down the hill. And we got Kristin. Wow. Cashing the birdie.
And again, Ella, that's actually going to be the only birdie of the field.
Yeah, and picking up 2 strokes on the field as well with the birdie. That is a great finish for Kristin after an up and down round for her.
Yeah, I mean, she's, the highest rated FPO player in the world.
Yep.
At this point. And, honestly, we really don't see too many bogeys from Kristin. I mean,
Absolutely.
that's kind of what she's known for. And really tough finish for Anniken there. She was putting for par, and that comeback putt just didn't want to stick. Ends up with the double bogey. But honestly, I was really impressed by her play throughout this opening round.
Absolutely. Great putting from Anniken. Great control on her drives. Much cleaner scorecard than our other feature card competitors. You can just see like how up and down Kristin's round was. Sofie had a great start, tough middle, but a solid finish.
All right, thanks for tuning in to round 1 of the Järva Open, the second stop on the European Pro Tour. Leave Ella and I a comment. Let us know what you think of the European Pro Tour and of this Järva Open. And we will see you for the round 2 action.